everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Screen Heroes.
Hi, Derek.
Hi. I'm back. I wasn't here last week.
I know.
We didn't notice you were gone, actually.
I think everybody noticed that I wasn't here. The show felt like it was missing something.
It didn't, but it did feel like there was somebody in chat chastising Rachel the whole time. So
What? It's ridiculous.
Your water bottle's too loud.
It was a very loud
It was. I cringed a little bit every time she did it.
All right. Like, I was listening from my hotel room, so...
Just wanted cold water.
Just have to get her less squishy.
There's nothing wrong with cold water.
Right, which is why we all have cups tonight.
Some of us can prepare.
Anyway, we're here for a podcast.
Yeah,
we are.
We're gonna start that up.
So we have a couple of guests tonight. One that's important, one that's not.
That's true.
Congratulations on being an important. Cheers. Very good.
We have Barry back.
Hey guys.
You what? Let's see. What episode did you join
The Ranking the Justice League.
Yes.
Yeah,
Right.
This is my first podcast doing it with him. I had to have Batman fill in for me last time because I couldn't make it.
That's true.
Yeah. You were too busy fighting crime.
He had to take the night off, so yeah, I had to do this. So yeah, I had to go do that.
He
for
was
him.
actually 3D printing Batman new parts.
Yeah, that's what it was. Buster Props
Is that
is
the
working
new?
on some new
Can we
stuff.
not talk about Batman's
new
parts?
Oh no, we talk about Batman's parts on this podcast.
We do.
Did we forget that?
Yes,
No.
we do.
Small text.
Anyway,
Well, welcome back, Barry.
thank you very much.
And then we have Ian, who has been on the show many times. He's also co-host of our other show, Costume Couture.
Is it because you introduced him first he's more important?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, he's the guest.
Wow.
You're just another host. You're one of the hosts,
That's
man.
true. I'll
you
take
know.
All guests matter. It's okay.
You know. So, but yeah. We got a full house tonight. There's 5 of us, which is usually more
Yeah,
than...
Ian's sitting here spread
do.
eagle.
So I'll just pull Ian close to me here. It'll be fine. And we are talking about the top Jedi. We're going to rank the top 20 Jedi Knights.
We have every
Jedi Knights.
intention.
They're not all Jedi Knights, just
Yeah.
Jedi.
We have every
Jedi.
intention of doing the Sith later on.
Just not today.
Just not today.
Right.
And, maybe we'll revisit this after episode 8 if 8 changes anything. May not. It may just be filler. Who knows?
Well, at the very least, if nobody else ends up being a Jedi, we'll learn more about Luke, and that may adjust where he ends up on the list.
There you go.
You know. Before we dive into that stuff, though, we'll cover a couple other things. We've got some news, and then Barry, we thought maybe if you had anything that you wanted to tell people about what you do and what's coming up this fall.
Oh my! There's something coming up this fall.
I mean, I think so.
I mean, there's a lot. It
there's
is a
Halloween.
full 3 months. Like,
God, there's so much.
There's some holidays. We get to eat in a lot of them. They're 2 of my favorite holidays, Halloween and Thanksgiving. They share something in common. So
I say we can.
Costumes?
what are you wearing to Thanksgiving?
I
Nobody
wear a
else
full
wears a
pilgrim
turkey
suit. I don't know what you
costume?
wear.
That's weird.
Nobody else wears a turkey costume to Thanksgiving? I mean, I'm the only one.
Yeah, you're the only
Okay,
one.
well,
I guess we're alone in that.
Yeah,
I don't
only
know.
gets weird
I
when they pull
do
out the
that
drumsticks.
entire Addams Family Values reenactment of the first Thanksgiving.
Every year.
every year.
I burn Sarah Miller.
Okay. I just dress in really comfortable clothes so I can overeat myself to sleep.
Okay.
It's really sexy.
America.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
That,
You
have to wait
I
till
mean, I'm
Thanksgiving to
aroused
do
just
that?
hearing about
Well,
it.
it's more acceptable if I wait till Thanksgiving.
I don't know. I do it, and I accept myself.
Where have we gone? What's happening?
I don't know. All right. So anyway,
Where have we
Barry,
gone?
what do you got for us?
As far as what? What's
Just
coming
tell-
up in
tell-
fall?
yeah,
The
tell
thing
us-
that's in the fall?
Yes, tell us what you
thing.
got
The
going
fun
on.
fall.
Gosh, the thing that I'm working on quite a lot lately. Kansas City Comic Con, November 10th through the 12th.
Yay!
We are Kansas City folks here, so it's
We
okay
are,
for us.
yes.
Well, it's okay. You could be,
Yeah, you
Not
can come from
Kansas City
further
person.
away.
Yeah.
I'm just saying it's very important to us specifically because it's
Yes.
our core
It's our
town.
hometown,
Yeah.
so
we've got some really super things planned.
yeah.
That's about all I can drop at this point, but
That's cool.
Well,
they're super and
Well, all 4 of
Thanks
us
for
are going to
asking.
be there.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, when he says super, obviously he's talking about the 4 of us being
Right.
there.
Well, yeah,
Right.
Sure.
So that's
well, at least 3.
Because 3 of
We
us
don't
are
count, right?
important.
cool. Yeah, we don't count me.
Oh.
I'm not very
Yeah.
super.
Bye.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hurtful.
But I mean, there will be comic books.
There will be comic
and
books.
vendors selling cool stuff.
There will be vendors selling cool stuff. There will be great cosplayers.
There's only one of those at this table.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, no, there are going to be prop
Professional.
builders,
There you go.
That's true.
There you go.
podcasters,
Yeah.
cosplayers.
Yep.
So.
Not great
Regular
ones, just
people,
Regular
yeah,
people.
running around,
Just the
like,
run-of-the-mill
with their
cops.
heads
Great
cut off.
ones and regular ones.
Hey, I'm
I
probably
can
right
tell
for
you
it.
we're going to have KC Brick Lab come back.
Nice.
Cool.
We're going to be doing a community build, specifically a 7 to 9 foot Death Star trench.
Ooh.
So that's in the works. Hopefully we get all the working parts of that worked out, but
I'm assuming it's going to be to scale, or...
we don't have the
Big turbo
contractors for
laser
that
just
right
right all
now.
the place.
Fair enough.
Yeah, we're going to build a Dyson
I
sphere
just want
while
to
we're
crawl
at it. It's
into
okay.
like the hole and see if I could fit into it. See how
Actually,
big-
That's your dream, isn't
yeah,
it?
it is.
It'll be fine. It'll be a
Proton
2-scale
torpedo.
Lego Death Star. Everybody's throwing bricks.
Perfect,
Like the
yeah.
video
I
game.
Love
so.
it. Love it.
I've ran that trench in so many video games.
Right.
I'll be good
We've
at
got a
it.
couple of cool things planned for the panels too.
Nice.
One of them is a very large scale. Gosh, I can't say it. Yes, I can. It's a game show. We are
nice.
planning a big game show, unlike anything you guys have seen at any cons that you've been at too. So
Nice.
that I can tell you. And
That's
we
some
have a
big
couple of
words.
passes
Oh.
for you guys to give to.
Well, we'll
Hey,
have,
guys.
we'll have to
Plan a
figure out what
giveaway.
we're going to do for that then. We got to make you guys work for it.
Yeah, we can't just give it away. Come on. That's too easy.
I say we play a newlywed game with some couples and
Okay.
Wow.
see if they know
Well,
each
now
other.
you just stole his idea. Now we can't. Now he has to change his whole plan for that panel. And he was
No,
like,
no, no.
oh.
No.
This is way better than newlywed game.
Oh, sure.
We'll do,
I
we'll
get to
do
copy
Plinko.
Chuck Woolery.
Wow. Back into it too.
I don't even know.
All right. Anyway.
Anyway, so that's November 10th, 11th, and 12th
Yes, sir.
at Bartle Hall in downtown KC Mo.
It is.
So that'll be exciting. This is the third year?
Entering
So-
third.
A little later this year, but should be interesting. I think November's a good time. It's just later than a lot of people are used to.
Well-
And if you believe the weather reports, we're going to have seasonably warm weather,
Yes.
Which is great.
and which
Yes.
which should bode well.
Yeah.
We're hoping. So
Ryan
Just-
can wear that bikini.
I've been planning it, so yeah, I hope that...
You
I
would
hope that
rock a
works out.
slave Leia.
Don't spoil my costumes, is what I'm saying.
People would come to
I'm
your
trying to
booth,
keep it
I think.
secret.
You
They'll
can't
be
really
coming to
say
the
the
booth anyway.
underwear, Ryan. No, we're not going to do this.
Well, I'm not announcing it, so maybe we will, maybe we won't.
All right.
I'm going to do sexy Matt the Radar Technician, so I think
There we go.
the sequel,
Yes.
sequel to last year's costume.
Yes. Yep. Make
All
it so.
right.
All right, so
Very cool.
Jedi.
Well,
Yeah,
so
I was gonna
we
say,
had a
yeah.
couple news things to talk about.
Do
first.
we?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Well, Ryan had something he wanted to talk about
Yeah.
that he thought was
So
interesting.
there's a big announcement for the movie world today. I think
There
it's called
is?
Movie Pass.
Movie Pass, yeah.
Basically, what it is, it lets you go see a movie every day for a month for $9.99 a month. No hooks, or there's no hidden agenda or anything, as far as I can tell. It's like a
kinda-
subscription service.
Yeah.
And like 90% of theaters across the country participate in it. And you pay your subscription fee. You go to the theater that day, and you go to the ticket counter and tell them what movie you want to see, and the thing validates that you're at the theater and loads a card with the amount of money for the ticket. You give it to the person, and they scan it, and you're good
That
to
is
go.
really cool. We
Yeah.
should do that.
Interesting.
The sucky thing about it is, though, is you can't, we like to go and get our tickets like 3 weeks ahead of time
Yeah.
and reserve our seats and everything like that. You can't do that with it. You can only get
Also
tickets
the
the
day
day of.
Okay.
I mean, you can get it at like 9 o'clock in the morning for a 9 p.m. showing.
Right.
But
But there's no
that's the
advance.
downside.
Yeah.
But if you're not going to go see like every superhero movie on opening night, and there's other movies you want to see and you don't mind waiting a few days, then it's definitely worth it, because one movie ticket is $10.
Yeah.
at
I
this
do
point,
that for
so-
like Hitman's Bodyguard and
Oh, yeah.
you know.
Sure.
Yeah, I would have done that for Valerian and Atomic Blonde and Dark
Absolutely.
Tower, so I could use that last month. But
Yeah.
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 Is it starting now, or is it?
It's up. The website is up.
Okay.
It was a little.
I couldn't get the website to
It got
load earlier.
it got
so-
hugged to death by the
Yeah.
internet because they were
Yeah.
very excited about it earlier. But yeah, it's up, and you can reserve slots. I don't know if it's limited or not.
We'll have to check it out. So
Yeah.
if any of you signed up for it and you actually are using it, let us know what that's like. I'd be curious. So.
Yeah, I don't know how long that price will last. It was $50 a month prior to this,
Yeah.
which is still worth it for a lot of people. But yeah, obviously $9.99 is a much better price.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Yeah. All right. Now we can talk about Jedi.
Okay, cool. So here's the deal. If you haven't seen one of our rankings before, we go through from 20 to 1 and decide who is the best. Now, everybody here has different qualifications for what is the best. Are they doing the most powerful? Are they doing their favorites? We're going to try and mix subjective and objective. I am going to be the deciding vote because at this table I know the least about most of these characters. So I'll kind of break ties if we need to. I'll chime in on characters that I know stuff about, and hopefully we have a really interesting night ahead of us. I know that the idea of a write-in came in, so we might have some just surprises, I guess. Some Mario question boxes.
I know nothing about like 12 of these characters because I don't watch the cartoons, so
cool.
Yeah, I'll just agree with whatever Ian says as long as they're in the top.
Ian's gonna have to sell me though. That's the thing.
He's not gonna have to sell me that they're higher than the ones I know.
So
that's for sure.
Let's start with 20. Out of everybody on our list, who do we think, I guess, is the worst out of this? Like, I mean, they're still better than a lot, but come on.
We should say that there are a couple expanded universe characters.
Yes,
on
yes,
this.
we are including
they're Legends characters.
We are including everything from the prequel movies, the
we tried to fill as
original
many canon
trilogy,
characters as we could, basically, and
the TV shows, and the EU. There's a little bit of everything in here.
some of these characters, it gets complicated because a lot of these characters only have any kind of backstory in the legend or whatever, legacy.
Yeah, some of these are introduced as, Jedi number 2 or, 45
but now they have names
extra.
and
Yeah,
backstories
exactly.
To, or the TV shows also expanded on a lot of them. So.
Okay. So let's start with 20.
Does anyone want to nominate somebody?
I do.
Okay.
Sure, go for it.
I nominate Ki-Adi-Mundi.
Okay, why?
Well, out of all this list, he did very little in the Clone Wars. He fought on Geonosis. Yeah, he survived that. Well done him.
So why is that not a big deal?
It is a big deal, but
okay.
Out of all these other Jedi also that are in the Clone Wars survived Geonosis, so, Woo.
Then
He's one of the only Jedi that actually was allowed to be married.
That's true.
Yeah,
I forgot about that.
Because his race was extremely,
laid back.
No, the birth rate
They
for
were
his
chill.
family, or for their race, is extremely low. So he was allowed to do that too.
Now it's even lower because he's dead.
Wow. But that's a good point, though. They were an endangered species, so he was allowed to break that code.
He had many wives, as a matter of fact. So he was Mormon and Jedi altogether.
There you go. In a galaxy far, far away.
Just saying.
So that's actually, that's a really good point, though, because that's something that even, the EU talked about when Obi-Wan may or may not have had children.
Well, but in a lot of the EU, it was established that Jedi can marry, and it wasn't a big issue. I mean, Luke Skywalker was married later on, and there were several others. So.
There's also the fact that he's one of the few council members that was allowed to sit on the council before being an actual Jedi Master.
Yeah.
Ooh. Those are some good points.
You have to be pretty badass to
he
sit on the
does
council,
have an earthworm Jim head.
He does. That's
Is that
definitely a
a point,
point in his favor.
Huh?
Yeah.
Is that a good point?
I like
No.
Earthworm Jim,
Okay,
so
good.
yes,
No.
I like that.
So if it wasn't him at number 20, does anybody have somebody else that they'd like to throw down in that
I
spot?
could just spit out some random syllables, which is what most of these names are, and that would probably be my vote. Because, like I said, I don't know most of these, and pretty much any ones I don't know, I would feel like would be higher up.
Now, Barry, I can't read your stuff from here, but you do seem to have a nice list going.
I don't know about that, but
So do you have somebody who you thought hit at number 20?
I'm gonna probably be very unpopular here. But how do you say his name? Kyle Katarn?
No.
I don't like that. It's
Ryan's
too far
gonna
in the future.
fight you on that
I'm
because
sure he
that's the one he cosplays.
It is.
I did not cosplay that.
Oh, you didn't?
No.
Oh, I'm
No,
sorry.
that was a totally
That was
Jedi
like a
that
Jedi
nobody
from the Old
knows
Republic,
about.
wasn't it?
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
As a
That's
Ben
fair.
Zallo.
I know who it
I'm
is.
sorry.
I appreciate
Sweetie.
you.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Well, I mean, it was a pretty standard costume for a lot of the Jedi back at that time period, but
So Ryan or Barry, either you,
no, I can hear your case against him for sure. I don't mind listening,
well-
hearing you out, so I can shut it down easier.
No, you can shut it down if you want to. That's fine. It just was responding to the question.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think it's fair because a lot of people don't necessarily know what he did, but he was in Dark Forces and Dark Forces 2 and the Jedi Academy games.
Mm-hmm.
But he, in those games, was in charge of actually stealing the Death Star plans from the Imperials when he was a smuggler before he became a Jedi. So I know Rogue One obviously made it, so that doesn't exist. But because it's legacy characters, we're count the achievements for what it is. He actually trained himself to become a Jedi, and eventually he had a lot of brushes with the dark side. He actually was master of the dark side, master of the light side, and eventually taught at the Jedi Academy with Luke later on, post Return of the Jedi time. So he was a pretty significant. He served on a Jedi Council. He did a lot of. He was a master. I mean, I would put anybody that's not a Jedi master on this list.
Okay.
Much higher than I
So
would.
who do you know?
He had many achievements that should put
But he
him
was a
higher.
former stormtrooper, so how many Jedi did he actually help kill?
In the games, he killed a lot of Jedi.
So there you go.
I could tell you that he killed.
So where's
He killed a lot of Jedi. He also killed a lot of Sith. Like
Ryan's also
All right,
all
so-
about redemption. It's
I will-
okay.
I do like
I
redemption.
will
It's a good
say
story.
this: if you look at Wikipedia, which is the Star Wars Wikipedia, all the characters get one quote at the top of their bio, and his quote is, I'm no Jedi. I'm just a guy with a lightsaber and a few questions."
He did say that before he was teaching at the Jedi Academy.
Well then.
that was from an early quote in one of the games before. Like I said, he was teaching
So,
alongside Luke in the Jedi
Could
Academy.
we put Asajj Ventress at 20 since she spends most of her Jedi...
I think Ian's about to fight you.
I am.
But she's more of a Sith, and she has redemption later, like much later on in her
but
life.
You don't know what happens to her. I do.
I don't know what happens to her. I know she's a really attractive bald lady voiced by Sarah Michelle Gellar, and I love
That's
that.
not even right either.
Oh, it's not?
No.
Who does she voice then?
Sarah Michelle Gellar voiced the Seventh Sister.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Thank you. Sorry.
So we're gonna have to make some
Boss.
decisions.
Okay, what
here,
about
because-
Luminara Unduli? Right?
Oh, no, there's
This is all from my Wikipedia research because I don't know anything about her. But really, the most notable thing she did was fought in a couple of battles before she turned against the Jedi Order.
And I'm sorry, who? I was reading.
Luminara
Luminara
Unduli.
She didn't turn
Unduli.
against the Jedi
And
Order.
on Wikipedia, it says she turned against the Jedi Order and bombed the Jedi Temple.
That's her apprentice, Barriss Offee.
That's what it said on Wikipedia
He's on
for
here.
Luminara
Yeah,
Unduli.
Can we
Barriss-
use Barriss
she's-
Offee then?
Oh, okay.
I don't think so, because she did a lot of stuff too.
Oh my gosh.
Someone's gonna have to be number 20. Now, chat.
I mean, is Wikipedia like a
it's
reliable
not going to be
source?
Ki-Adi-Mundi. I'm sorry. I'm putting
Yeah,
my foot
I
down on that one.
don't agree.
Okay,
with
what about
you,
Ezra
so.
Bridger?
That's...
Ezra was barely he wasn't a Jedi Master for sure. He was a Padawan, I think is the highest he ever got, so I'm okay with that.
He's considered, what is he considered now? I think.
All
He's
right,
considered
we
a
have two
Padawan.
people who agree. Ezra is number 20. Who
All right.
is number 19? No,
There
this
is a
is
mic
an
right
auction
here.
house.
And sold.
All right. Well, I will say that in chat, Jay Blood, our buddy Jordan, wants us to make sure that Anakin Skywalker doesn't hit the top 10.
Oh my god.
Well,
I don't know if we can
sorry.
do
We
that.
can't guarantee
Yeah,
that.
we're gonna have
Sorry.
to see how that goes. He wanted him at number 20, but
Yeah, okay.
you
But
know.
you accept Kate
It is
Skywalker.
tough because a lot of the ones that turned to the dark side and never. I mean, Darth Vader, I guess, redeemed himself at the very end, but it's like
Right.
the majority of their life was spent, and the way they ended their life pretty much was spent in the dark side. Does make it tough.
Now, when we
But-
do the Sith, the one... Asajj will be on that list, and Darth Vader and Count Dooku, they'll be on that list too. So,
Sure. Okay, so 19 then. So some of the ones that we've had in the conversation, we should probably stick with that group and start narrowing things down. So,
could we do Barriss?
Which one's Barriss?
I know Ian's
Oh,
not
yeah.
thrilled about that, but
Let me just say something. So the reason why I think Barriss is a higher ranking Jedi is because of what she did, especially towards the end of the Clone Wars,
okay.
which is
She was never higher than a Padawan either, according to Wikipedia. So.
they call her a Jedi Knight in the Clone Wars, so I'm gonna guess
Even then,
that's what it really is. But she purposely bombed the Jedi Temple, killing dozens of Jedi and other technicians in the hangar bay.
Yeah, she sounds like a good person.
Just
here comes redemption,
She-
which I love.
there's no redemption for her yet.
Oh, okay.
We don't know yet, but she did a lot. She befriended Ahsoka and then betrayed Ahsoka and blamed her for it, causing the whole Jedi Order to then attack Ahsoka, put her on trial, make Ahsoka lose faith in the Jedi,
Can you
and never
give me
return.
a reason then why she shouldn't be last on the list?
Yeah.
Right, I really...
Because I think of how well she orchestrated everything. She's
But
That
that's
very
the thing.
smart.
that doesn't make her a Jedi.
She's not a Sith.
Well, that as
As a
someone
bad
against
person.
the Jedi Order. This is about the top 20 Jedi.
She was
You're-
against, what the Jedi
The
stood
Jedi
for,
Order,
which
which
during the Clone Wars.
doesn't make her a good
No.
Jedi.
Well,
So-
maybe we should put Anakin at number 20 because he killed all the younglings.
Right,
did.
like if
He
that's
kill a lot
And
of
then
young
went
ones.
after all the other Jedi.
if that's what we're doing here is who committed the most egregious crimes, then yeah.
Anakin has got to be
I would-
20.
I don't know. When I'm thinking of what my ranking is, it's more like how much of an impact did they have on the universe as a whole, and how much did they do for the Jedi Order?
Well,
And how
before
powerful
she
they are,
did
just in
that, she
general.
was also a healer in the battlefield. So she was in a lot of battles, and she would heal clones and other, people
Let
fighting.
me ask you
So she was
this.
a cleric.
Did she do anything unique while following the Jedi way of life?
Define unique.
Okay,
Something
so
that
no.
She
Where
bombed the
does
Jedi
stand
Temple, and then
out.
she
Yes.
healed basically people who would end up being stormtroopers.
No, she also took other Jedi.
Okay, so we're gonna actually. I'm gonna go ahead and say that maybe she should be last on the list. Then we can
And I
bump
think
Ezra.
the person that bombed the thing with her should probably be pretty high up there too. I mean, that's
No one bombed it with her. It was
well.
just
It
her.
says right here, together they fought in numerous battlefields of the Clone Wars before. Just Offie turned off the Jedi
All right.
Order. Never mind.
So
You're right.
Barris is going to
Yeah.
end up at number
It's
20.
worded poorly.
I'm gonna bump
Barris is
Ezra.
20,
I'm gonna bump
and
Ezra to
Ezra's
19.
19.
Okay, that's fine.
That's the first time we've ever gone back.
Yeah, but I think this one makes sense. To
Okay.
Do that. Okay. So
We're at 18.
we're at 18 now. Who?
What other non-masters are on the list?
That's a very good question.
I mean, Ian, you would know better than us on the Clone Wars people.
There's,
the
let me see
Rebels.
here. Canon Clone Wars is 1, 2, 3. I think there's four or five.
That are not masters.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let's talk about some of them. Which is the least significant of them?
Ian loves them all like they're his children, so he has a hard time picking.
Can you identify the non-Jedi?
Or the non.
Yeah, can you name them for
Masters.
us so we
Yes.
know what
Okay.
we're
So
looking at?
Ahsoka, not a master. Ayla, not a master.
I'm going to fight Ahsoka.
I am too.
Yeah, I wouldn't put her.
Shakti never had was never a master.
Yeah, let's talk about
What
Shakti
about
then.
Kanan Jarrus?
Kanan's a master.
Okay, is he?
Yeah, Kanan's
He's the
an
master.
Oh, that's
yeah,
right.
he was
did.
teaching Ezra. Yeah.
That's right.
And Kit Fisto was a brief master for an episode, then his Padawan got killed, so I don't really count Kid.
You should.
Grievous
sad.
killed him, so
Was that Kit's fault?
yeah, because he didn't really train him that well.
He just about killed Dooku, though.
Who?
Kit. In a battle. And if you were fighting him underwater,
Well,
he was
Well, that's
almost
not necessarily
invincible.
a good. That's not necessarily a good criteria.
Well, there's
I mean,
underwater worlds.
He does have his power. Yeah, that's
he does.
true. There are.
But other than that, I think those are the other, because Quinlan was Ayla's master, and yeah. All right, so you want to do Shakti as 18?
Let me look at what Shakti did. I don't know
I mean,
anything about her.
Shakti was in one of the movies for
Oh,
a
her.
second.
Oh
was-
yeah, I remember her. Yeah,
she
I'm good
was
with that.
considered.
What about Luminara?
She's a master, but you can.
What about Ventress?
Right. Like,
What did Ventress do that was
I tend to
significant?
go with this one on this.
I don't know much about Ventress.
She
so.
spends most of her
She was
life.
she was a
as a
Padawan
Sith,
too, I think. So she wasn't ever like.
She was
ever
originally a
anything
Jedi,
higher
yes.
But a Padawan. She was never higher than a Padawan as far as what it
Did
No,
says.
she
she was
become
a,
a
I guess,
Sith
fallen
master?
Padawan. She became a master in the Night Sister clan,
Not a Jedi Master.
but not a Jedi master.
so yeah, I'm saying Asajj has got to be pretty low. Like,
Yeah.
if we were doing the Sith, I would put her high.
Yes.
Higher, I guess.
Okay,
but-
she can be 18. I'm okay
Okay.
with that.
Yeah,
All
this
right.
stuff I'm just whatever you guys want. I don't know any of these guys, so
Well, okay. So let me ask you this: was she a Jedi first and became Sith?
she's a Jedi
Yes.
Padawan. Yeah.
She was
Right.
a Padawan, and then her master got killed, and that turned her to the dark side.
See,
And Dooku found her.
it makes it tough for me to want to rank someone like that higher than Ezra. Why did we put
But-
Ezra so low if he was a good guy at the end? He was only a bad guy because he kind of had to steal to survive.
So
He
at
wasn't
this
a bad
point,
guy to be evil.
at this point, I guess Asajj is just more known. She's more popular
She's pretty
than
cool looking.
Ezra,
Yeah.
and that's a qualifier
So
too.
you're
Is
saying
best
she's better?
known. Like,
Ezra
Than
did
Ezra?
have some unique things. And
No,
I
I-
think she's better than Ezra.
I'm
'cause
saying
Ezra's a little
popularity is part of
Isn't that a band name?
the
It is a
qualifier.
band. That's why I said it like that. Nobody got it. Thank you, Derek.
Sorry.
Ezra
Obscure
did have
references.
some unique stuff too. Like he was the only one with a lightsaber with a blaster on it, right? Isn't that a thing? I mean, yeah, I
Yes.
don't agree that it's like an anime
It wasn't
thing with like a
practical.
gun sword. It's
Yeah,
okay,
that
whatever.
was to sell
But it was
toys.
unique, at least. he's the only one I think in canon that would have anything like that.
I think anybody who ends up Jedi immediately has to be higher on the list than someone who was and then left it to become Sith.
And never redeem themselves after that.
Right.
Yeah.
She did redeem herself, though.
Yeah, she did have a redemption.
She did, yes.
Which
She had
is
a
why I'm
huge redemption arc.
totally cool with her being 18
fine.
and
So,
not like 4.
Let's put her at 18 then,
Okay.
and we will continue on. So 18 is Asajj Ventress. So at 17,
Luminara.
I'm thinking, that's
I'm
what
okay
I was
with-
thinking.
yeah.
Okay, so Luminara at 17.
Yes.
And 16, let's go back to Shakti and her.
The only notable thing that I remember her doing was she was tasked with protecting the Chancellor during the Battle of Coruscant. That went well. And
Yeah, she did a real good job.
and then she was also tasked with creating the ARC Trooper program in the Clone Wars, which was a kind of a big program for the clones. And she oversaw all their training. And she was one of the Jedi to kind of find out about the chip implant that made them do Order 66.
Gotcha.
So,
Okay. That's kind of significant.
That's kind of a big deal. All right, so talk to me about Plo Koon and Quinlan Vos, because these names aren't like ringing a bell.
Quinlan, he's an interesting one because he was a Jedi and then went undercover and went dark and then went to become a Jedi and then went dark and then became a Jedi.
Was he only dark when he was
So he's
undercover?
Magneto.
Yes, he's
Well,
Magneto.
but the thing is, was he a double agent or was he
He
Magneto?
was-
Because there is a difference.
He was a double agent,
He just couldn't make up a decision on what he wanted to
but
He was undecided.
the dark side pulled in him a lot, so he liked being darker than a Jedi.
Don't we all?
And he didn't like following the Jedi ways. He didn't like wearing, traditional Jedi clothing, so
Then
he was kind of his own free
I'd
spirit.
say we put Quinlan at
that's
16.
That's a bad Jedi.
Yeah, that's a bad Jedi.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Your,
Bad Jedi.
your ice is so loud.
I'm
Keep
sorry.
your eyes quiet, Ian.
Wow, 2 in a row. First there's loud water bottles, now there's
Yeah.
loud ice.
Derek is slowly alienating everybody from our podcast.
I am.
Right.
So I am.
Because of our water habits.
Start slurping.
And then
I know.
then
That'll be the
it'll
next
just
one.
be me.
All right, so
That's perfect. That's what she wanted. this whole time.
15. We're getting down to things. I'm still picking
I'm
out.
gonna. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, I'm still picking out names that don't ring a bell. So
I was thinking maybe this is where Plo would go. I did not
I'd
mean
say
for that to
Plo.
rhyme.
What number are we
I
at?
apologize.
Plo's like the best starfighter of any Jedi.
No, he isn't because he got shot down.
No, but he's still widely considered one of the 2 best Jedi ever.
It is
to
true.
He's
Yes.
no
pilot
Porkins.
starfighter.
He is no.
Those are big fighting words.
okay,
there.
so who would you put at 15?
Porkins only got destroyed because he stayed on target too
Who
long.
would
did.
you
True.
put at
True.
15 then?
Oh gosh. Well, no. I don't know.
You have the.
What about Shakti?
We,
No, we didn't.
No, Shakti has not been selected yet.
yeah, you're right.
Sure, I'm good with that.
Shakti at 15.
She had the smallest
Yeah.
excerpt on.
She looked
Yeah.
really cool, but
Wikipedia.
yeah.
Yeah,
Plus,
she looks
Plo's
cool,
got
but
the really cool mask, and then
he does have a cool mask.
Well, then if Shakti's at 15, then I'm still going to push for Plo to be there then at 14.
Or Kit or Ayla?
no, Kit's just cooler.
Alia, however you say
Ayla.
it.
Secure.
Ayla.
Ayla Sakura. I would go with Plo Koon for 14.
Plo.
What about
Bad for you.
Plo or Kit. I would go either Plo or Kit for 14.
anybody
Plo
have?
first.
Yeah, I would.
Kit's
All
way
right.
too cool.
Yeah, I would
So Plo's
agree
at
with that.
14, and then we're at 13 now. So
Or top 13. I would.
Have we weeded out all the No, his Ahsoka we haven't put on there.
No,
And-
she's
and-
higher
and,
than
Sakura.
Ahsoka.
yeah, Sakura's not a.
Okay.
I would.
Can Sakura go at 13?
I think that's
Yeah.
probably a good
Okay.
spot. Yeah.
And number 12.
This is where things get kind of difficult.
I would argue either Kanan, Kyle, or Kit.
The kids.
Because
The kids.
Sorry, I'm sorry. Say again.
Kanan,
Kanan.
Kit, or Kyle?
Kyle-
Kanan,
Kit Fisto or Kyle.
So,
Kyle,
so
or
what?
Kit.
What
Okay.
did either of those do that was more significant than grab the Death Star plans for the rebels?
Well, Kanan survived Order 66
Okay.
alone. He
Lots of Jedi did that.
well,
He developed the
Not
ability to
canonically.
see through the Force, even though he was blind.
yeah, he's the
That's pretty
It's
cool.
a first, and it's pretty darn cool.
cool, but significant-wise, not. I mean, maybe in the long term of the Jedi, he was the only one to do that, I suppose. But
he is considered a part founder of the Rebel Alliance. I mean, he's training other Jedi. Other Jedi being Ezra. He's not doing so hot, but he's still training them.
Did Kit or Kyle ever train?
they were Kyle at the
Kit
Jedi
had
Academy
one
alongside Luke
apprentice.
Skywalker. He was recruited by Luke Skywalker to teach at the Jedi Academy.
Well, here's what I want to kind of throw in there, because I don't know how her story ends, but what about Mara Jade?
I think she needs to be higher on the
She
list
got-
than that.
but she
than
did-
any of those
I know
three.
she
I
died.
would put
I
Kyle
think
up before.
now.
She died after
She got
marrying Luke
killed by Jason
Skywalker.
Solo.
But she
Yeah.
she walks away from being a Jedi, though.
She does not. She does not.
She
She's-
walks away from being an Emperor's hand.
She
right?
walked away from being an Emperor's hand and became a Jedi when she
Met
her
Luke.
last mission as the Emperor's hand was to kill Luke Skywalker.
I know.
She
Yeah.
walked away from that, became a smuggler, and then she married Luke Skywalker, became a Jedi Master,
And that's how her story ends.
I'm reasonably
remembering
confident
it out
she
of order?
died
It
still
ends at the
still married to Luke Skywalker
business
and
end of the
the
lightsaber.
yeah,
solo
and
twins.
she was still a
one of them
Jedi
kills
Master.
her.
Okay,
Wielded
I
by
must be
Jason
remembering
Solo.
something out
Yeah.
of order then. It's been a while since I've read those.
Yeah.
So
And she was also in some of the games. She was in Dark Forces.
So if you had to choose between Mara and
I would put
Kyle,
Mara was more significant than Kyle was
Okay.
because of her relationship with Luke Skywalker. I think, and the things she did
So
in the
you
Yvonne
think that
Hong
Kanan
War,
and
whatever it was
Kit
called.
should come after Kyle?
I think that they should. I'm admittedly a fanboy of these
Yes.
expanded universe characters,
Right.
but I do think that the accomplishments made that these characters had were more significant than the ones that are being presented for the characters that are actually canon characters. I realize that the Death Star plans weren't when he was
Right.
a Jedi,
Right.
but he did. That was a very significant.
So I guess who's better, Kanan or Kit?
I could throw it right
Yeah.
into the mix.
Yeah, I've got some
And
writings
and he's
too,
not a
but-
Jedi,
well, now keep in
but
mind.
he is one with the Force, and the Force is with him.
Oh no.
That's our last one. He was cool, but he was
But
not
he's
a
not.
Jedi.
He was never a
so-
Jedi.
Yeah.
Yes, not, but about as close as he could be.
I agree. I think that there
I
was some
loved
latent
that.
force abilities
Oh,
and
for
things like
sure.
that he had never really trained, and I always kept expecting him to pull a lightsaber out of the staff or something, or turn it into a lightsaber. But I mean, he wasn't a Jedi, so just by the list, it's tough to.
Force wielder, so that's
Yeah, but not a Jedi. There's a
Qualifiers.
lot of force wielders.
Yeah, I mean Finn's on there because of that.
Yeah, Leia could use the force.
Yeah.
well later in life and not.
Well, she
well,
could kind of have a
but
connection to it in the movies. I feel like. But
Yeah, she references it a couple of times in Return of the Jedi.
So you have some write-ins. Do you want
I have
to?
several
Well, now
write-ins.
keep in mind
Oh my gosh.
before we do write-ins, we have to be careful, because if you throw a write-in here, then that means
Well, we don't.
somebody
I'm
gets-
not. The
yeah.
write-ins that I have were not necessarily to be thrown in a specific spot. They were just ones that we could talk
we'll-
about.
Okay, that's fair.
We'll do those as honorable mentions. I think.
Okay,
So we need a number 12, and I think at number 12, if we're down
it's
to
either
Kanan
Kanan
and Kit, I think it needs to be Kit with Kanan at 11.
I'm fine with that.
I'm not going to argue that.
Okay.
And if you guys want
Barry?
to put Kyle at 10,
Barry looks unhappy.
I have to.
Well then,
Kit's one of my personal favorites. I mean, maybe it's just a visual thing because I thought the costuming and whatnot. For
He was very
super
cool looking. I do love his
It's cool.
look.
Plus, underwater lightsaber dueling, he was the master, undisputed, and
Do we want to put Plo at 12 then? And bump
So-
up Kit and Kanan?
Take Plo from 14 to put him at 12.
Oh, we
What?
already put down Plo? I'm sorry,
Yeah.
we already put down
14.
Plo. Not my bad. For some reason, I thought we skipped
I
it.
think somebody that's notable for a specific skill, like being the first or the only to do something, allows them to.
It's a good point.
Kit developed underwater lightsaber dueling techniques and was a master,
Which is
widely
cool.
considered to be invincible.
but really in the long term, how many battles involving Jedi have really notably happened on underwater planets
There's a
or
whole
in the
episode
water?
of Clone Wars about it.
A single episode.
So
There was a whole arc.
What about
Yeah.
Ki-Adi?
oh yeah,
We were
Yeah.
talking about Ki-Adi earlier, and
a
we
long
kind of
time ago.
lost him in the
Waffled on it a little
brush
bit.
a bit. So maybe this is where Ki-Adi goes.
I'm
As
okay
number
with
what, 12?
that.
yeah, right.
At number
Yeah,
12?
too.
Okay.
Ki-Adi is 12.
So now we have 11, which now this is where it gets kind of interesting, because whoever we pick now misses the top 10.
Yes.
So who on this list is least deserving of being in the top 10?
I think Kit should be
Probably
11.
Kit.
I think it has to be Kit.
Yeah.
All right, so let's do
So-
a quick recap here.
Yeah, let's do.
Ray, do
20
you want to
through
give us our 11
All right,
through
so
20?
top 20, Barriss Offee, 19, Ezra Bridger, 18, Asajj Ventress, 17, Luminara Unduli, 16, Quinlan Voss, 15, Shakti, 14, Plo Koon, 13, Ayla Sakura, 12, Ki-Adi-Mundi, and 11 is Kit Fisto.
All right.
Now we're getting into the ones that people might
Not
actually
to be
know.
confused
This-
with Kit Fisting. That face.
You're fired from the podcast right
Banana
now.
noises.
That face means you're fired.
All right. So,
He
now
doesn't know any
so
other
viewership
women,
probably just
otherwise I
spiked.
would
So
have
should
been
we
fired.
say
Okay.
the Jedi that we have not said yet that are in our top 10?
no, we're going to let it be a surprise for
Okay.
everybody.
Yeah.
That way someone at home can be like, they better have so-and-so.
Spoilers!
Okay.
Mace Windu is all of them.
Yes.
Basically.
1 through 10.
Just like with the Infinity War movies, Samuel L. Jackson is not invited to the party.
That's right.
so-
Mace
Aww.
Windu is
He's actually kind of upset about it, and I totally agree.
Yeah.
So-
And he's not invited to Black Panther. He's also irritated about that.
He is, yeah.
So let's do 10.
I'm good with Kyle at 10. I think
Okay.
that
I would be
what he
okay
did
with
was
that,
significant,
yes.
but I realized that he's not a... if he was a canon character, then maybe I'd fight for him to be higher than that, but I think that 10 is a fair place.
I'm okay
You
with
think
that.
that he should be lower than Mara?
Yes.
You do.
Yes.
Mara's probably 9.
How about
Maybe
If everybody
maybe
agrees
8.
with that,
Okay,
then
we
then
still
I
have
can go with that,
Kanan.
but
We still
I
have
don't know.
Ahsoka.
I think Ahsoka,
I think Ahsoka
and
would
Kanan.
be lower, and Kanan would be lower than Mara Jade, but...
I love Ahsoka. I love her so much, but I think really
I don't
they should be
know.
9 and 8.
I would be okay with doing Kanan as 9 and Ahsoka as 8.
Who's number 10?
Kyle.
Oh, we're agreeing
Yeah.
on that. Okay.
Yeah, I'm
Sorry,
okay with
thought
that.
we
I
were
feel
still
like I was the only
discussing-
one fighting
okay.
for Kyle, so I'm
You
going to
were,
let
yeah.
that go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So,
All right. So now we're at 9. So Kyle's at 10. So 9, we're talking Kanan or Ahsoka. Is that the kind of
Yes.
My vote is
then
Kanan.
Ahsoka.
Yeah, I would put Kanan at 9 and then
And then
Ahsoka
it's- okay.
at 8. I do
All
know
right.
a little bit about those characters at least.
Wow, we're kind of burning through these now. Okay.
Well, I think once we get to like the top 5, there's going to be some
This is
arguments.
it. Like
now we
1,
only
2, 3,
have
4,
one
5, 6.
EU
We have
character
7.
left. Everybody else is
so.
is
Mara
a
has
canon
to be
character.
7, right?
I don't
Well,
think she has
I don't think that's fair because we're not really following those rules. I just thought it was an interesting.
I
note.
think Qui-Gon Jinn should be 7.
I would agree.
Whoa.
With that. He's cool, but
Whoa,
like
hold
what?
on.
What was
He's the
significant?
first one to figure out how to do the Force Ghost thing.
Okay.
That's pretty
We would-
freaking big.
we wouldn't have Obi-Wan telling Luke to use the Force.
The Death Star would not have blown up if it wasn't for Qui-Gon figuring that out.
That's
I'm
a fair
telling you,
argument.
that's
Yeah.
I didn't really like Qui-Gon that much, but I mean, he does. That is a significant achievement.
and even
But
Yoda
does he do
didn't
more
know
than
how
Mara?
to do it.
Yeah, Yoda never figured. He's just really good at catching lightning.
He was the
And
first
spinning-
person to use the word midi-chlorians. So.
That's not his fault, all right.
I'm just saying.
He's
true.
the victim
That's
of
George
bad
Lucas's
script
fault.
writing.
The whole Jedi Council listened to him talk about it, so.
Yes.
So anyway, so at 7.
So
then-
maybe this is the place for Anakin. I mean, he realistically,
Yeah.
what did he do for the Jedi?
He was
he-
Other
incredible.
than complain about
lot.
You're gonna
sand,
put Anakin ahead of Mara?
I think for the significant achievements for the Jedi.
No, I
that-
agree with you.
Huh?
I agree with you.
No,
Because
see-
think about it, as a Jedi,
He did a lot as a
Jedi,
Jedi.
what did he do that was unique as a Jedi?
And to be fair, he was never a Jedi Master,
He never was.
Yes, he was. He was Ahsoka's master.
was he?
Yes.
In
the
Clone Wars.
I
He was
forgot.
Ahsoka's
Okay, yeah.
master.
In the
yes.
cartoon, he was, yeah. But which is why he's higher up on the list than some of the other ones. But he's really just known for the prophecy of balancing the Force, which really just included killing off most of the Jedi. That's his most significant thing.
He killed the Emperor
He did kill
in
the
an act of
Emperor.
redemption to save his son.
But was that to help the Jedi, or was that to save his son? I mean, really, yes, he redeemed himself in the last 5 seconds of his life.
Yeah,
He- I mean-
to save his son,
Yeah,
not
That
to
was
do.
pretty big, though.
But it was to save his son, not to do.
And
the
I gotta
right
say,
thing.
during the Clone Wars, he did do a lot. He trained a lot of people. He
The
protected.
Clone Wars apparently made everybody a lot
Yeah.
cooler.
They,
Well, they
but
did a lot of
all
stuff
a
during
lot
it.
of these people trained a lot of people because it was a war.
Yes.
And they were the Jedi, so they trained a lot of people. But he on this list, he's the only one who's like the big bad guy.
And he never really came back to the light. He did
That's
save his
true.
son at the end, but he never
But
like.
that's not returning to be
Right.
a Jedi.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
I
well, he does get his Force Ghost.
I was gonna say that's
Yeah.
the ultimate sign of redemption.
In
probably.
two
I mean, that's what that's
different
supposed to
forms.
mean.
That is
Yeah.
true. It is of 2 different forms of the Force Ghost.
There's the Hayden
I
Christensen
don't want to talk
form.
about it.
And then there's
This
the
this
Sebastian
this is a
Shaw.
non-special edition home.
We do not talk about
It's a non-CG home.
This is the trilogy right here.
Puppeteers only.
No, but I mean, he does redeem himself technically because the Force goes. So that's what it's supposed to. It's
But it's
a
not like he
tool.
continued to live his life in service of the
Correct.
Jedi or did anything other than the last 5 seconds of his life before he died.
And tell your sister she was right. That there was light in him. That's what.
I mean,
That's 8, yeah, but again, it's...
I don't
So
think
let me
if
ask
he
you
He had
this.
truly been dark.
Come on,
he would
guys.
never
We
have
have
saved
to
his
put
son.
Mara at 7.
But what makes her less significant of a Jedi? than Anakin?
She had given birth to Ben Skywalker.
I don't know, 6 movies.
But he's a bad guy.
So
in
you're doing it
most
just
of those
because he's
movies.
she's legacy, which is not...
No, I'm
or
doing
Infinity
it
War.
2.5.
because he's more popular,
He's a
and
bad guy
that
in
is a
3.
He's a good guy in
qualifier.
2.5.
Yeah,
That
he's
is
a
a
bad guy in
qualifier.
3.5.
And 30 seconds of the last one.
Right, like think about it, right? Like,
Isn't he more powerful than Mara too?
but we're not going just off of power.
I mean, I
I'm
don't know
talking
about
about all of the
And we're forgetting
qualifiers.
we
Rogue One,
can,
so
yeah.
he was a bad guy in Rogue One. So
He was a
now
bad
we've
guy.
got...
I mean, he's been a bad guy more than he wasn't, and it was after he was trained to be a Jedi versus Mara, who was a bad guy first and changed her ways by choice.
And remained that way until she died.
I mean,
And
that's-
gave
But
birth to
Anakin
Ben
only becomes
Skywalker,
bad
which is a
because
pretty big
somebody's playing on
significant...
his emotions.
But he still became bad.
I don't know if that's true though, because the whole time he's the angsty teenager and no one's playing with his emotions. He's still kind of a little
Well,
jerk.
that's a
Sam
failure
played
in
with his
training.
emotions.
It's a failure in training.
Qui-Gon goes all the way down to like 15 now.
But Qui-Gon was dead by that point, so that was Obi-Wan.
Well, true.
So Obi-Wan
But-
at
but
7.
it's all- but it's all-
Yep.
I mean, he was...
But it's all on Qui-Gon
Yes.
because he didn't train Obi-Wan right.
Well, because he died.
But that's on Yoda then because he didn't train Qui-Gon.
Okay.
Wow.
See, it's just he's going back. I think it needs to be Anakin because he's a bad guy more than he wasn't.
All right.
Over Mara Jade.
Yeah, she redeemed herself fully
But,
and
come
went
on.
on to teach in the Jedi Academy and marry Luke Skywalker, who's the most powerful Jedi pretty much.
Look at it this
in
way.
I do
canon.
Other
love
than-
when we give women qualifiers.
I hate that
because
you're
of
fighting
who
against
they-
a woman.
Because they married somebody.
Well, no, but obviously there was so much good in her that there was something about her that attracted her to Luke Skywalker.
Don't
and
get me wrong. Like, I love Mara. She's amazing. But, like, I don't know, guys.
Here's my thought. As a good guy, Anakin did very little compared to these other characters.
He was a little
But if
crap.
that's the deciding factor, he should be way down.
Yeah.
You're
And
not wrong.
There was an argument for him to be lower down the
Yeah,
list, but we kept
there
bumping
was.
people. So that's why I think that this is
Well,
where he has to
what
be
if
at
we
this
do
point.
Mara
No,
7 and then Anakin 6?
No, I think it's got to be Anakin here.
All right.
I think Mara should be
Let's
7.
let's do a vote then. Who
Okay.
thinks it should be Anakin at this one? I vote yes.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
That's 2 yeses.
I'd
Okay,
say-
who votes Mara at 7? 3 yeses. So I guess we are outvoted. So Mara will be 7, and Anakin will be 6. And then we move on to the top 5.
Oh boy.
So at this point, I think we have to go on 2, 3, 4, 5.
I want to put Obi-Wan.
I think we have to put Obi-Wan.
Yeah, I would
As
agree with
5?
Obi-Wan.
Over
As
Qui-Gon?
5. Yes.
No, I
From-
objectify.
From a Jedi perspective,
I think Qui-Gon could be debated in that spot. Like, I'm pretty good with either one of them in that spot.
the question is how good of a Jedi would Obi-Wan have been if Qui-Gon hadn't figured out the Force Ghost thing and helped train Obi-Wan?
Well, he was the
later?
only one to master the defensive style of the lightsaber. Like, he was the most... He's the only one that ever... Or he's the best of that defensive style, which was significant in the canon of Star Wars. There's,
Obi-Wan?
Yeah.
there's like... I think it's more with the expanded universe. I think there's like 3 that are the main types of lightsaber combat. And one of them's offensive, one of them's a blend, and the other one's defensive. And he was the only one to really master. That's why he was
Yes.
able to defeat Grievous.
That's a good point.
Most
Yes,
parts.
See, I
He
think-
was also able to defeat Anakin. at the
And
height
Darth
of
Maul.
Anakin's
And Darth
twice.
Maul.
And it's
Shot
because
call
because
twice.
of that defensive lightsaber style. Because
Then
that's
Qui-Gon?
And
He
went to-
redeemed.
no.
You want to talk about ultimate redemption as far as all of it goes. He failed at the training of one Skywalker, but made up for it by training the other and bringing him
that's true. That's a really good point. Yeah,
and balancing.
I'm good with
Force
Qui-Gon
away.
at 5. Like
I am too.
Okay,
I'm kind of
so
surprised he
Qui-Gon's
got that
5.
far.
Okay.
To be honest,
All right.
but yeah, I can't put him above. Or
Now,
then if
can
we're-
we put Obi-Wan
Well, so
at 4?
if we're having this kind of conversation, then, I mean, from a straight power set level, obviously Yoda and Mace Windu are incredibly powerful Jedi.
Yes, they're the top 2 that has been said.
But if we are talking about the type of impact they had on the galaxy over time throughout their lives, Obi-Wan does have some pretty significant stuff on his side, especially the Sith he defeated.
Whereas
So
Mace
are you
Windu
arguing
does
for
not.
Mace Windu at 4? Is that where you're putting him?
I think
I
that's...
think I am.
But
Mace
Obi-Wan
Windu-
can't block Force Lightning, and Mace Windu did.
Also,
and he almost
Mace-
killed
With
the
his
Emperor.
chest.
He only did sometimes.
Mace
And then with
Windu,
the lightsaber.
Yeah, I know, and then he got knocked out. But,
And then
yeah.
Anakin killed him.
Yeah, and then, but
Well, we don't know that.
well, right. He's alive according to George Lucas.
He's
Mace
Snoke.
Windu is also the most
He's Snoke.
skilled lightsaber combatant overall.
Who
He's
is?
Mace Windu.
Wait.
He's pretty well accepted as the best
And he's-
lightsaber combatant of any of the Jedi that have.
And he trained in one specific form of lightsaber combat that is extremely hard, and he mastered that one. It's like the
he mastered all
power
three
or
of them, as far as I
yes.
know.
I was
that's
actually
it.
thinking more of Yoda at 4,
No,
and
I
the
would-
reason
something.
being,
Yoda for 4?
the reason being
He had
that
900 years to do good stuff.
Hold on. Let him make his argument.
no, never mind. It's fine. Forget it. Let's put the Muppet at number 1.
He's CGI now.
No, he's
Not
He's
my
always-
Yoda.
he's always the Muppet. Don't do that to us.
Rank him at 4, you or what?
Yeah, I can't agree with Yoda at 4. He is my favorite character in all of Star Wars. But even that aside, his significance. I mean, how many of the Jedi on this list did he train?
Not
Well, that's
only
just 'cause he's
is
really
he
old, though.
significant
That's not big.
as a Jedi, he's significant to pop culture more so than anybody else on this list, I feel
I
like.
don't know, but
I would-
I think Vader has a larger pop culture hit.
Well, Vader does. Anakin doesn't.
but it's the same person.
No.
So
One is pop culture and one is not.
And one is only 3/4 of the other person.
all right. So here's I'm gonna
You
complicate.
just judged him
things.
by his size?
Let me complicate
Yeah.
things a little bit here. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's put aside for a moment that Yoda has what I believe is the most ridiculous action scene in all of Star Wars,
It was pretty
which is
Which one, 2 or 3?
too.
the
They're
one where he
both
ping
pretty
pongs
good.
off the walls.
Dooku.
Okay, episode 2.
How else was he going to fight an adult size? Or an actual
They should've- they should've-
adult size?
Look, that moment where he takes his lightsaber out
That was
is a
badass.
great shot.
And he's the only one that you've ever seen use the Force to draw his lightsaber.
I
That's
much rather
cool.
would have him just kept using the Force to do stuff. The scene looked terrible. Like,
Anyway.
So that's not
Anyway,
the fault of
But
the
in the
Moving on.
moment, didn't you actually
So the
kind
only
of
one
we
it
haven't
looked a little
talked
cool?
about.
So
I did.
Yeah.
this is what I want to talk about. Because we're blending a little bit of the EU and canon. In canon, at this point, if we're looking only at canon, maybe this is where Luke needs to go. Because in canon, he hasn't really done much yet. He trained the new Jedi Academy and everything after Return of the Jedi, right? But he did abandon everybody and go into seclusion. And we don't really know any amazing abilities he has compared to anybody else on this list. You're talking about some of the best lightsaber fighters in history. You're talking about, Yoda, of course, training everybody and being incredibly powerful with the Force. From a canon perspective, Luke hasn't done a ton.
But we are blending the EU.
We are, so that's why I'm saying we kind of have to walk the line a little bit.
I mean, if
here.
we're blending the EU,
So-
Luke is pretty much the most powerful Jedi that has ever existed.
But that's why I'm not sure.
Isn't the EU? Isn't that when he slips to the dark side? Though,
He
too?
does well in some of the stories. Yeah, that's the thing. It's like different authors
Right.
wrote different things.
So
So
that's
it's
the thing.
kind of
But these
difficult.
other characters in the top 4, because now we're talking about Mace Windu, Obi-Wan
go.
Kenobi, Luke
Yeah.
Skywalker, and Yoda. Did any of them, other than Luke in the EU, go to the dark side?
Not that I know of. No.
Because of Luke
I feel like
bringing
Mace
out the
did.
light in his father, he was able to end the Emperor.
That's so
Without
more of
having-
just his dad feeling sorry for his son getting tortured, really.
But its relevance to the
It's relevant. I'm not saying it's irrelevant.
plot line of the universe.
But if we have these 4 characters, without the EU, if we're just looking at canon, he's the least significant. And if we do take
what
the EU,
did Mace Windu
Wait,
do? That was more.
we're talking about how he's the best lightsaber.
He is the
dueler
best lightsaber
in history.
combatant.
So what does Luke have that these other
I mean-
3 don't have?
Pedigree.
He is a Skywalker.
A robot hand.
But that's the thing. Like his dad was Vader, though, too, right? So he's got a bad pedigree and a good pedigree. So
He
my
kissed
point
his
is,
sister.
he did make out with his sister.
Yeah.
So if you stick with canon, he's done the least amount, and if you stick with the EU, he's the only one who turned bad at any point.
But he's also done the most with the least amount of training.
That's
Actual
also true.
Training.
That's
Yeah, I
also
think- I
true.
mean,
He
Which
lost
tells
his
you, had
master
he
30
started when he
seconds
was a
after.
youngling,
That's a good point.
And he's also, he's got the. I mean, they say it in canon that he's the one in the prophecy that brings balance. I mean,
He
he's
is
the
the
most
balance.
powerful. So yeah.
Well,
I
his
mean,
dad brought the balance.
No.
Sure it did.
that was
The
dead.
Force was balanced.
Luke is the prophecy.
I agree with that.
In
but-
But
Rebels,
they
they
do-
make reference to Luke being the prophecy.
How's the balance of the Force any better in the Force Awakens?
Through Luke's efforts,
Yes.
the Empire was overthrown and the Sith eliminated.
They make reference to that in Rebels for sure.
That sounds like some bad retconning to me, but
I mean, they do reference without retconning that Luke is
so who goes at
over the scales of everything.
So who goes at number 4?
I mean,
Obi-Wan.
I would put Obi-Wan there probably personally.
No.
Are you gonna put him over the purple lightsaber?
I mean
Obi-Wan
did one.
He did a lot of stuff though.
Obi-Wan.
Mace Windu.
Yeah, that's true. I like honestly at this point Mace or Obi-Wan.
I think
can see
Mace should go at
arguments
number
for.
4 and then Obi-Wan at 3.
Mace allowed his
See, that was my
emotions
original
to-
argument. And you guys all told me I was crazy.
No, I was all right with that.
All right, Mace
No,
Windu
I was
is
just bringing
4.
up things that
All
they
right.
had all done. That
So
were,
Mace is at number 4. So
Obi-Wan's
now
at
we're
3.
at 3.
What's the chat? Does the chat have anything to say about
Chat hasn't said anything
Okay.
in a while, other than that Obi-Wan is the Sith killer, which is true.
Yes.
He does kill more Sith on screen than anybody else.
Some more than once, but yes, it's like, we're just going to do you again. Just die again, please.
So are we really angling to put Yoda at number 1 right now?
I don't want Yoda.
I am
at number
angling to
one.
put Yoda at
I
number
don't
1.
think Yoda deserves to be at number 1.
Personally, if we're gonna do that, I think Luke deserves to be at number 1.
Honestly, I'd be happy with Yoda at number 2, but if you look at significance to the entire universe, I feel like probably Yoda did more, at least outside of the EU. He trained a bunch of the Jedi on this list.
For 900 years.
Yeah, I mean,
Give
we
or
don't know
take
how
a
long
few.
of that he was a Jedi. I mean, I don't think that's ever really been canonized, how long, or
not,
even
not well. His
canonized.
young days are not really
Documented.
fleshed out. Yeah.
I mean, through the
But he-
movies, he was a Jedi, the whole master.
Sure.
From the first
Yeah.
episode of movies,
I mean, he basically
he
is leading
was a
the
master.
council. And
He's
Yes,
been leading the
so he was.
council, yeah.
So for that
He
whole...
references the fact that he's trained Jedi longer than anybody.
That's true.
Basically.
Sure,
So-
yeah. But I mean, they never really talk about anybody else's
And
age.
he's
so.
responsible for training Qui-Gon. He's responsible for Dooku. He's responsible for names on the list.
So
Did
are
he
we
not
saying,
train Obi-Wan at all? I feel like he trained Obi-Wan at
I
some
mean, he
point.
probably counseled Obi-Wan a little bit, but I
Yeah,
wouldn't say trained.
okay.
I wouldn't say
No.
trained. So are we saying that it's basically number 1 is Yoda, 2 is Luke, and 3 is Obi-Wan?
That's
Fine.
I'd be good with that. But
Because I hesitate to put Obi-Wan below Luke from a canon perspective. Because we don't know what Luke's going to become at this point. They've already retconned some other stuff that we've discussed.
Yeah.
We don't know what's going to become of Luke. Luke could be the one that dismantles the Jedi.
Well, you
Right.
know, if
So-
it wasn't for
With the
Obi-Wan
information we
making
have
the
right now.
sacrifice,
So my point, though, is that if we
Yes, that is true.
Luke wouldn't have been the Jedi that he was because the Force Ghost, or Obi-Wan's Force Ghost, was or the thing that enabled Luke to find Yoda.
I mean, it wasn't
destroy
Yoda
the
helping
Death
Luke
Star.
at the Death Star. It was Obi-Wan.
I'm okay with
So do
Luke
Yoda,
at
Obi-Wan,
3 and
Luke?
Obi-Wan at 2.
I would be okay with that.
Ray, you've been quiet.
Remember, you're our deciding
Crickets.
vote.
Crickets.
Okay, but I mean, in Yoda's defense, he trained Qui-Gon and at least counseled Obi-Wan while he was in the Jedi Council. So would Qui-Gon have ever figured out the Force Ghost thing if Yoda hadn't trained
Well,
him in the
obviously
first
we
place?
can't continue to go back like that. But my point is more of, if you look at the canon stuff that we have, it's Obi-Wan who helps Luke succeed when it counts at the end. It's not
Obi-Wan
Yoda.
was there for that.
but not in the final battle.
No, I'm
Obi-Wan
saying
can
that,
catch Force lightning.
So for
That's
me,
enough. You brought that
Obi-Wan
up.
should actually be a little bit further down. So I want him at 3 because, Ewan McGregor is the cool one. Like, seriously, in A New Hope, that guy is a tool. He is a tool and a half.
He's a liar.
He is a liar and a tool.
But
Like,
he lies.
he just gives up
He
that
lies to
fight.
spare feelings.
Yeah, I mean, he needs.
is that in the
needs-
Jedi Code? I don't remember that part.
Look,
of
he
it.
needs the chips to fall. He realizes what's at stake. Yoda's the one who's hiding in a swamp somewhere and originally doesn't want to help Luke.
But he's
So-
cute.
Is he though? Is he cute? I wouldn't say he's cute.
Not like dreamy cute, but like
He's a little arrogant too. His own
well,
counsel will he keep on who should be trained as a Jedi?
Well, he was pretty
was-
much the leader of the Jedi Council for at
my
least
point
3
is
movies.
that when Obi-Wan
3
realized
However much
who
time it
Luke was, he immediately wanted to take Luke into training and take on the Emperor. When Yoda found
Well, yeah,
out,
because he had to redeem himself.
No, he knew who Luke was to begin with. He's the
Right.
one that hit him.
well, I know, but like my point is
It's
more
not like
of,
just I forgot who this person was
when
for
he
18
knew
years.
that Luke was
And all of
ready,
a sudden,
he was
hey.
ready to go. Yoda was hesitant.
But was he hesitant because he knew who he was, so he was afraid that
Yoda was hesitant with
then
Anakin too.
So then who was wiser? Because Obi-Wan's actions destroyed the Empire. Yoda's would not.
Yoda did end up training Luke.
He did end up training
But
Luke.
are you talking about Obi-Wan hiding Luke?
I'm talking about in the original trilogy.
Right.
Obi-Wan wants to train Luke as a Jedi to stop the Empire.
Right.
Yoda initially does not because of the actions of his father.
But in Episode 3, Yoda instructs Obi-Wan to hide Luke and to watch after him and train him.
Not to train him.
Well, he said when he's ready.
That's, fine.
So
that's inconsistent, but fine.
Yoda's one who
This is another reason that the prequel trilogies kind of throw me off, because that's not what happens in the original trilogy at all. So.
But ultimately, Yoda does train Obi-Wan. Train Luke. So I mean, what that argument that he didn't want to at first isn't really that relevant because he did.
It's relevant.
He trained him for like 3 days and then
no.
Peace.
No, I mean
and
he makes the sacrifice.
Ben Kenobi
See, this is
how much did Ben actually train Luke though?
Like 30 seconds
Yeah.
in the Millennium Falcon.
He didn't even train him really. It was just the probe.
Yeah.
He was like, program it.
We don't know what the training was like on Dagobah.
Well, we know that Yoda, by the end, Luke could lift like a freaking...
But we don't know how much Obi-Wan did or did not help. He was there.
He couldn't when he got there, and he could when he left. I'm saying that being able to block little blaster bolts from a probe droid, it wasn't a probe droid, training droid, more relevant than being able to lift an X-Wing out of a swamp.
You're right. But Obi-Wan was also there on Dagobah. His Force Ghost was there.
We're forgetting that Alec Guinness is a tool.
This isn't about the actors.
Sir Alec Guinness?
He hated this movie.
He was a Jedi Knight and he was Knight of the British Empire.
He hated
So? You think every actor likes every movie?
John Williams isn't a fan either, but
John Williams is a fan of paychecks. That's why he keeps coming back.
Yes.
All right.
We're not talking about Alec Guinness. We're talking about the character of Obi-Wan.
So it's time to vote then. Number 3, who wants it to be Obi-Wan? We only have 2 votes.
No.
All right. Who wants it to be Luke Skywalker? We got 1 vote. Barry and I are not voting yet. And then we have Yoda. Anybody want Yoda at 3?
So okay. You want everybody at 1?
Actually, he did go ahead and allow... Actually, if he had made the decision not to step in and Dooku had killed Obi-Wan and Anakin, we wouldn't be sitting at this table anymore.
But he was a Jedi. He had to step in.
He made mistakes, though. Yoda...
all
for a guy that talks about
Obi-Wan
using the Force for
mistakes,
knowledge
right?
and wisdom.
Yoda made lots of mistakes.
So did Obi-Wan.
Yeah, they all made lots of mistakes.
I don't think that's...
They all made
no
lots of
Jedi.
mistakes.
Luke's the only one that hasn't made a mistake yet.
Oh.
Except
he
for
was
training
really whiny.
Kylo Ren.
I mean, yeah, that's the thing. Like, he did
mistake.
train, Kylo.
But he didn't know.
And lost him to the dark side.
Killed animals for funsies.
That's true.
Who?
He was on a desert planet. What do you want him to do?
What, bullseyeing wombats?
There's 2 sons and no women.
They're endangered now. I mean,
well,
he'd go to the cantina and find somebody, some nice little Rhodian lady.
No, he had never been there before. You saw A New Hope.
Well,
it might as well have been another planet to him.
There's an Arctic mammal that's missing a hand right now, too. So.
All right, so I think at this point, we have to make a decision.
We have 2 people vote for Obi-Wan at 3, and that's the most of any.
All right, so we're going to put Obi-Wan at 3.
Woo!
Luke at 2.
We did have 1 vote for Luke at 3.
So then Luke at 2,
you didn't vote.
And Yoda at 1. And I'm not super thrilled about that, but that's how the voting ran. So
we're never really thrilled with the
nope,
list
not all of us.
because this would not be my list.
So then flip-flop Luke and Yoda then. Because
Derek's unhappy?
I think Yoda deserves to be
the prophecy.
I think Yoda deserves to be higher than Luke.
I think Frank Oz deserves to be higher than Mark Hamill.
Wow. Again, not about the actors. So number 1 is Yoda. Number 2 is Luke Skywalker. 3 is Obi-Wan Kenobi. 4 is Mace Windu. 5 is Qui-Gon Jinn. 6 is Anakin Skywalker. 7 is Mara Jade. 8 is Ahsoka Tano. 9 is Kanan. 10 is where? Where's 10? 10 is Kyle Katarn.
Those are our top 10.
Those are our top 10.
I'm sure you will disagree with us. Let us know your list.
Yes.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us with this. We love doing our rankings because it's the only time we get to really argue.
This was a good
Although if we talk about BVS, there's some arguments.
I don't want to talk about BVS here. Let's not do that. That's going to be it for us this week, though. Barry, if people wanted to find you or find out more about Kansas City Comic-Con,
Well,
Are tickets on sale?
they are on sale.
Wow. Excellent. I had that on my Instagram. Somebody asked me.
They
if people
are
picked
on
the
sale,
ticket.
and they better get them now before September.
Prices go up, right?
Middle of September, they go up.
Okay.
And
Good
that's not a good thing.
What's the website? Is it?
It's www.kansascity, all one word, -comiccon.com.
So two
Or just
C's and
Two C's.
Okay.
We don't want to run afoul of
Yeah.
our Western neighbors.
Yeah.
Um,
That's a thing. Look it up.
We are on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. So
go follow them, check them out, join us there in November. We'll all be there
Yep.
In
Absolutely.
various
in
capacities.
various capacities, but we will all be there. We'll have stuff planned. We'll tell you about that later when we know what it is. So
you're gonna tell us too.
Well, I've got 3 brand new costumes for that I've started working on. I'm very excited. I really
She's
hope
got a brand
they're
new
going
pair
to
of
be my
roller skates.
favorite costumes ever. So
I
Very
potentially have 3 new costumes. Just depends on how much I can get done before then.
I have one new one.
I'm gonna fix some old ones.
That's exciting.
Well,
Do what you can.
I'll do what I can. All right, guys. Well, that's it for us. Make sure you check us out at heroespodcast.com.
subscribe to our Patreon.
Yes.
Yeah. Give
Yeah.
us some money.
Yes.
So
Please.
we're gonna start something cool on Patreon. This was all Ryan's idea, and the fact that it's cool is really surprising. But we're going
Hey,
to
I've had all the best ideas for this podcast.
we
Give
are
me a
going
break.
to
All
start
of them.
reenacting famous movie scenes. You got a favorite one? You can suggest it on Patreon only. You
It's going
have
to be a budget version. A Sweden,
Yes.
is
Yeah,
that what it's
yeah.
called?
Yeah.
We're going to just be doing it with whatever we can find between our houses, which may actually be intense and nice if it's a costume we have that is relevant.
Right.
Exactly.
Depends on what the scene
Yeah.
is, right?
Yeah.
Right.
So
We can make it work.
yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun. It's
Rachel has a
gonna
lot of makeup, so she could probably do some cool stuff with
Yeah.
that.
it's true. So go check out patreon.com/heroespodcasts. We're at Heroes Podcasts pretty much on all the social medias.
First video up in September, guys.
I think that's the plan.
That's
yeah.
the plan.
Let's do it.
We're gonna do it. So go contribute, and then you can vote on tell us what you want us to do. So,
Yeah.
or we'll pick a scene. All right, guys. We'll catch you next time. Thanks for tuning in.